That's my biggest issue. Like, he's being disrespectful to the only people that are still sticking around. He lost 120,000 subs over the last 2 weeks. Like, these are the people that are sticking with him through thick and through thin, and he's still lying to them, like right to their faces. Pirate Software lied, and then in the same clip proves that he was lying. I didn't even have to do research for this one. Now, this as well was from a live stream where I decided to record this video. I know I've said in the past that that kind of impacts my bias and whatnot, so I tried my best just to focus in on the content that I was sharing with you guys. I made sure to, you know, write it down beforehand, but I'm still interested to hear what you guys think. Now, not only that, I also go into detail about some of the issues and the history with Heartbound and its lack of updates, lack of consistent updates, I should say. But one more thing to mention before the video gets started. In my estimation, this is probably going to be one of the last Pirate Software videos that I am making as a part of this saga. It's getting to a point where I just don't think the quality of the information that I'm sharing with you guys is up to the standard that it was even just a few short days ago. I might be taking a break if there's big drama in the interim here as I'm trying to find a new story to go into. I will of course be covering it, but I just wanted to be upfront for the people that have been watching and are kind of waiting for us to get into new stories. There's been something new that I thought useful each day, and now that we're coming out of it, just wanted to let you guys know. But finally, if you're new here, end up enjoying the video, consider subscribing. Also give the video a thumbs up if you found it useful and want to share it to other people, helps in the algorithm. But regardless of if you do either of those things, thank you for watching. So this is coming from Colette Xcore on Livestream Fails. This is the clip, and they also sent me the raw clip. I'm gonna play this for you guys. I just want you to watch it. I just want you to follow along, and then we're gonna go over it again and go a little bit slower. So he's talking about all the people shitting on him for Heartbound and like this slow progress of Heartbound, okay?
I release an update for Heartbound on the first week of every month. All those people who are making videos about that are fucking morons. They should probably just check the Steam updates. It's like there's literally an update that goes out the first week of every month. Yeah, they're just content farming. Like here, I'll even show it to you, man. Even though people are like review bombing the shit out of the game. Here. Boop. You can just go down here and see the announcements right here. You can actually see all of the patch notes. They're all there, right? It's all in there. You just go see it yourself, going all the way back, right? So like, right? So people that are saying that the game never gets worked on or has been abandoned are lying to you. Like, provably. So, don't fall for that weird bullshit.
This part right here, right?
Like, provably. So.
Provably. So remember what he said, right? He said that a monthly update comes out in the first part of each month. In the first week of each month, an update comes out. Now, number one, just to get the semantics out of the way, it is July 10th. We are in the second week of the month. There's been no update for July, but that is pedantic, right? That's a bit silly. You know, even if he's just getting an update out every single month, I think that that's fair. What if I were to tell you that in the clip that you just saw, he proved that that isn't true? He goes through to show us, you guys can just go on the Steam updates, right? Just go check the Steam updates. Well, let's look at those Steam updates.
Boop. You can just go down here and see the announcements right here. You can actually see all of the patch notes.
Interesting. Okay, so right here, April update moved. Moving this update to May 1st. New stuff coming this week. That's in April. Don't worry, we'll go to these. They're there. The next update should drop this week. That isn't true. They end up moving it to May 1st. In his own clip, he is showing that that is wrong. The proof that he is right, that there is an update coming out every month, is false by his own, what is that? By his own volition? By his own proof? It's right there. It's right there in front of it. It's in, I haven't seen anybody on this Reddit talking about it. People have been covering, and we're going to go over some of this stuff in regard to Heartbound. They're not even bringing up that that's itself is a lie. So I went up and I pulled up the updates. So I was like, there's no way, right? Why would he have proof of himself lying in that clip of him saying that he's got proof that everyone else is lying? So this is March. So we get our March patch. Great. New stuff coming this week, April 3rd. Next update should drop this week. I was going to launch this on the 1st, but the dialogue, blah, blah, blah. He's saying it should drop this week. It is now April 21st. Was going to drop the update last week or so, but a lot needed to be changed. I was very busy with our ferret rescue. Thankfully, I have everything written and implementation is a breeze, so it's not going to be an issue. And then he says this. Also, as a point of clarity for those that are upset at my streaming schedule and the games I play on there, I run a company of 15 people and a ferret rescue of 60 plus animals. If this indie game could pay for it all, I definitely would just be doing this. It cannot and never has been able to. The stream in the community that supports me streaming allows me to work on this game and accomplish all of the objectives I set out to do. Again, I'm not going to go after this guy because he didn't update it within the first week, even though he said he does that every single time and said literally, because I think that's pedantic and I think that's dumb. But we could also, while I was looking through this, he was saying he does that every month. Out of curiosity, studio update, January 2025. There's a video. And the last time he updated since then, April 1st, 2024. Oh, wait, this patch is an April Fool's joke. There are no known issues. There are no bug fixes. I'm a perfect programmer. It's all April Fools. And then the update before that was back in 2023, December of 2023. People were upset about how long it had taken for Heartbound to get updates. We're gonna be going into a little bit of depth about what updates are in that. And maybe, maybe Pirate was saying every month since he got back in January. Let's take him at that, because he was still wrong about that. Let's take a look at the journey, a bit of the journey of Heartbound. Yeah, he clarifies in the studio update video at least. Let's take a look at what's in that video.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about why Heartbound has not been updated for so long. And it's hilariously because the community exploded inside. Back in November of 2023, we had an average of about 400 viewers. This is now between 15 and 20,000 now. In order to contain all of that and to do something with it that was actually, beneficial to everyone involved, I had to do a lot of stuff. The first thing that I had to do was form a corporation. We actually incorporated Pirate Software.
Right.
Originally, it was just a DBA, a doing business as. I'm the CEO, and I started hiring on all of the staff. Moderators are actually on full time now. Every one of them is salaried in the United States, and they get vision, dental, medical.
Vision, dental, medical, insurance. Hell yeah, insurance for the mod team.
One of the things I'm trying to do going forward is get them on to a 401k plan, which if you're in Europe, I believe that's called a pension plan. Yeah.
401k, pension, super useful. Thank you. So why haven't you made your game that you sold to people? I just want to make it clear, imagine being someone who had been waiting for this game and have been told that the expected release date, from Thor's own words, we are hoping to fully finish and release the game by December of 2017. Right now, we're on track for that date, but if anything changes, we will let everyone know. The expectation that they put forth was 2017. And maybe people have made purchases after that. Let's be fair, right? Maybe people made purchases after this and, he was being realistic. And you guys saw, like I said, I recommend checking out Slop News Network's video where he goes in depth about Pirate Software's jobs, his workplace, all that stuff. And he goes into the process of Heartbound and how he completed 6% of the game in a year, 6% of a single chapter of the game. Try to get into the shoes of somebody who has purchased this game, who has been supporting it. Keep in mind, they had a Kickstarter that reached its goal and surpassed it within 2 days. One that got to $19,000 and was hoping to get $5,000 in 2 days. So you are that person, and admittedly, little bit of poisoning the well, but I'm thinking what would somebody who's been waiting for this game to update when they haven't, and this is true also, they hadn't received an update for the game in over a year. This is their update. The response is, well, everything blew up. And the project that is promised to you guys has been put on the back burner because I've hired a full team. I've been doing all this stuff. Okay, but let's actually finish his part of the video here so we can hear more about why he can't work on it.
All of this got done in the last year. This was my whole last year, and navigating all of that stuff took an immense amount of time. And because of that, I stopped working on games. I just didn't have time. I worked on Heartbound a little bit here and there, and there wasn't really any other time to do stuff. So each day I would get off stream, I work on it for about an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours, depending on the day that it was, and then went back to work on that. That was it. And then I could go and stream stuff and do everything outside of that. Yep.
Okay. I also just want to bring your guys' attention. If you look down below me here, I'll actually play it just so you can see that bottom. You can see down below here, those are the recent streams here, 19th, 18th, and 17th of January. Just real quick, so that's 7.5 hours of Ashes of Creation, 12 hours Path of Exile 2, 12 hours of Path of Exile just chatting. Oh my God, it's Ludwig. Let's just look at the comment section of this video and see what actual, owners of the game, people that have been supporting him, what they have to say about this update. I love Thor and all, but hearing him say that he had no time to develop Heartbound while streaming AOC and WoW up to 13 hours a day seems insane to me. And then the next one here, maybe the real Heartbound is the friends we made along the way. Yes, King. I'm sorry, but you saying you don't have enough time while simultaneously streaming WoW and AOC 12 hours a day every day is ridiculous. You obviously have time, you're just choosing to devote it to your streams instead of the games you sold people. Don't get me wrong, if Thor wants to swap to streaming as his career, that is 100% okay, and his choice. But if that's the case, he needs to state that openly, and then refund the game. Going nearly 2 years with no updates, and then being like, nah, I just haven't had time, when there are hours upon hours of VODs of him screwing around on WoW, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. We got Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 before we got the first promised monthly update. Well, let's take a look at, they're referencing for almost 2 years. not a single update. Matter of fact, it actually did go over a year. And someone has a screenshot from that time frame. This is in the Reddit post, one of the top comments actually. And it is a screenshot. So for those who don't know, Steam implemented something back in February of this year. And what that did is it marked games that hadn't received an update on Steam in over a year as a game that's been abandoned. Kind of, to give a pep in the step to those people that were, making shovelware games where they're just putting stuff out and then they just stop updating it. And it allows, consumers to know this game has been abandoned by the producers of the game or developers. So, be wary. This was the screenshot. Early access, this is from Heartbound at this time. Note, the last update made by the developers was over 13 months ago. The information and timeline described by the developers here may no longer be up to date. We want to open more Heartbound content to the public to get feedback and fix bugs on the road to launch. So they're talking about early access, allowing an even greater conversation between us as developers and the Heartbound community. That's how we know that was Heartbound. 13 months is absurd. This is kind of where that gets implemented. So it gets implemented in February, and suddenly he starts making updates to the game. Well, I was going through that Reddit thread of this clip that I showed you today, and someone compiled all of those updates and what they meant for the game. Let's take a look at someone's summarization of the most recent updates for Heartbound. This goes let's start with May. It actually goes all the way back to that December of 2023. So we'll start May 28th. This is, the most recent one that they covered for June, right? This is the most recent update. No new content besides a new facial expression and mostly arbitrary timing updates, which boils down to changing a number or two in an array. May 1st, 2025. So this was supposed to be the April update that got moved to May. Added a conversation path with a character named Road. Added some strings to an existing array. Fixed a game crash bug. Keep in mind, this was, reference, writing is his weak suit. He said it multiple times. Writing is the toughest part for him. Sure, let's give him that credit. Following after that, so now we're going back to March 2nd. A new way to access whatever the clash is. Change of dialogue text, fixed some audio bugs. So keep in mind, he's been working on the last 8% of chapter 3 for the last, I believe, year and a half, 2 years now. I could be wrong. Someone can fact check me on that. And he's doing audio patches. He's doing a game crash bug for a specific system. Added a number symbol to the game font. He added a number symbol or a hashtag to the game font. Extended a storyline, possibly dialogue, more strings and arrays. Added a quit button. He added a quit button, guys. Long list of bug fixes. April 1st, 2024. April Fool's, not an actual update. This, by the way, February 1st, 2025, April 1st. Now you'll notice February 1st, this is around the time that got implemented, that people could notice that games were being abandoned. And we know about that 13-month period because this April Fool's update wasn't an actual update. So this in here lies 13 months of no update. Calling it Fartbound? Holy based. Now we jump to December 25 of 2023. Back in 2023 on Christmas, new facial expressions for 2 characters. They added effects to 2 characters, cutscenes, added pause option to pause key. I swear that's in the list. Space can accept. Cancel button on a controller can close a menu. He's encompassing all of the updates that you just heard me describe from the last year and a half. 1.5 years of work got players new facial expressions for 3 characters, some more dialogue options in already existing dialogue trees, and some bug fixes for code he already wrote. I think that's, I don't know, I feel like that's a cop-out. Obviously, you're bug fixing the code that you wrote. This is, at most, a few weeks worth of work for someone who sits at their home office all day talking about how good of a programmer they are. 1.5 years is embarrassing. This is not a list of actual updates. This is the equivalent, and they're saying this is the equivalent of saying you're working on your book when all you're doing is finding synonyms for words you already wrote and changing the font from Calibri to Times New Roman. You guys played Schedule 1, right? That's also made by one guy. That's made by Trevor, right? Let's just go through a few of the patches. Oh, is it Tyler? Not Trevor? My bad, Tyler. I apologize. That's my bad. Let's see what we've got cooking here. Thank you for correcting me. So we've got added off-road skateboard. So there's a whole new item. Huge. Fix not being able. So bug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11. Well, even this one's just modified. Okay, so 10 bug fixes. Okay. So then June 15th, he did a vote for these, June 11th. So this is the community vote. All this is the community vote. What was this one? This was June 26th. So a couple weeks after that. June 10th, consuming a few more tweaks, improvements, bug fixes. June 8th, additions, added lockers, added item slot filters, added employee property transfers, tweaks and improvements, bug fixes. In these last updates, he has done more for Schedule 1 than Pirate has done for Heartbound in a year and a half. I would say by just legitimate improvements to the game, we had 3 facial expression changes and a few writing changes. Now, admittedly, they're 2 different games. right? You know, he doesn't have to worry about this story. He doesn't have to worry about those things. I would argue that this man is creating, you know, new mechanics like the lockers. He was changing things up. He was repeatedly updating the NPC AI. I'm sure as you guys were playing Schedule 1, remember, AI was a bit buggy. Now he's not a streamer. He's not a full-time ferret rescuer. He doesn't have 15 people on staff from how I understand it. And someone was talking to me. I was arguing in Discord. This isn't to like clown on somebody that I chat with, but they were arguing and I was saying that this is stupid. Because when I saw the clip, and then he wasn't even able to get his monthly updates out, I was like, that's stupid. I'm going to make a video about this. They were like, well, it's just like he forgot to get an update out in a month. Like, okay, you know, next time you say you're going to do a daily upload and you don't, you know, I'll make sure to, you know, make an exposed video about it. And I thought about it, I was like, well, maybe that's a good point. And then I thought about it a bit more. And I'm not telling you guys, or I'm not offering to you guys an ability to purchase your opportunity to watch my videos. Like my memberships, I say it explicitly, it's just to support. It's because I can't, you know, justify holding on to a drama video. Maybe if I start making some more video essay stuff, I can get that out to members, but it's not a promise. And I'm not willing to promise that. Thor has offered a product, has promised a product with the Kickstarter being reached, with the people that are able to purchase it in early access. Like it said, it's just to build a bigger community for that feedback. He should be delivering on that product. And now he is turning legitimate criticism, like other people criticizing that he is not working on the game like you would expect someone to after they promised it to this many people. He has opportunities. He is making a butt ton of money. If he just knows the grindstone for a month and just got those updates out, maybe that would even be sufficient for the people that have done it. And he has made, we would have to assume, millions of dollars at this point. What he's doing, just look at his Twitch sub revenue. And here he is talking about that he just doesn't have time. You promised the product. Nobody else did. You promised to deliver on this product. And I guess you're going to. I guess early access allows you to just stretch this out as long as you possibly can so you can get good streams where you're typing in and changing a number here. It pisses me off to no end that he is going to go and complain and say that people are lying about his inability to get updates out when he shows in his own video.
Right.
That he can't do that, that he can't stay consistent on it. It's just, it's mind blowing. It's the confidence, it's the cockiness. I don't really know how to sum this up. There wasn't much more I had to it other than just showing like Heartbound's journey and that time and time again, he's been fucking around on it. And I guess he can just get away, maybe because of how it's legally set up now, to not deliver on that product in a reasonable amount of time. Does anyone have a counterpoint to anything that I just described? I don't disagree. Full-time work on the King 2. We work on 2-week sprints where we knock out 10 to 30 bugs a go and we try to get updates out every month or two. It's tough. And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, he's not making any money on Heartbound by just doing updates, right? Like that doesn't give him money. You know, it does streaming, you know, streaming for 12 hours a day. That's making him a shit ton of money. That's allowing him to keep the lights on for these 15 moderators and they're the 17-person team and company and the ferret rescue. Don't get me wrong, but just be honest about it. Don't like, it's so disrespectful, in my opinion, to your audience that you are going to lie about your ability to get consistent updates out, and then you're going to vilify people that are calling you out on it. Just admit it. Just say, yeah, it's not a priority anymore. That's my biggest issue. Like, he's being disrespectful to the only people that are still sticking around. He lost 120,000 subs over the last 2 weeks. Like, these are the people that are sticking with him through thick and through thin, and he's still lying to them, like right to their faces. That's it. I don't want to draw this out more. I'm going to be repeating myself. But yeah, here's chat saying goodbye to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Boobs, huge. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Goodbye.